yourselves.
So we look forward to on an upcoming farmer informational series, kind of presenting some of the findings that we bring home from this meeting out in Springfield here in Illinois. Which one of the topics that we're trying to press them with is, okay, how would you advise farmers and what things can businesses like Keith, Cody, and Jarrett's business, how are you guys preparing for if rescheduling does happen? So I guess we'll start with you, Keith. If rescheduling happens, do you guys have some sort of a game plan, or maybe we can kind of discuss that, because it's a conversation that people are, you don't know if it's going to happen. So putting energy into preparing for if it does happen, maybe we can just kind of address that a little bit. If it gets rescheduled, what does this really mean to you, you think?
I think it means more testing, more cost in testing. I think they're going to go for the heavy metal. You're not just going to be able to show your cannabinoid content. I think it's going to move into the heavy metals, the what is it? The
Pesticide.
Mycotoxins.
Yeah, the mycotoxins. What's in it? They want to know everything in it now. That's what's going to be regulated. Instead of a $50 test, it's going to be a $350 test, basically, to get them all. And yeah, I think that should be that, because a lot of these hemp-derived CBDs are coming from isolated CBD from China, and you don't know what's in all that. There's heavy metals. This plant is a beautiful healer for the land and people alike. So it pulls heavy metals and things out of the soil, and it gets stored in there. If you put it in a place where you're going to pick that stuff up, so it holds on to it. It cleans the earth. So. Yeah, and I think what's going to happen in the business side, what they're really pushing for textiles, they're going to separate the cannabinoidal and the industrial, so that the industrial will not be regulated and touched. They could just go about like growing corn, so.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of merit to that prediction. Cody, how about you? What do you think that rescheduling might do for your business and the industrial hemp side of things?
Yeah, I think for the industrial hemp side of things, it'd be pretty beneficial, because I think that not having to deal with the worry of your crop going hot and testing for THC would be great. But then I do think on the cannabinoid side of things, because I've produced a line of CBD gummies and worked in the cannabis space as well, I think it's going to be more regulated like food with USDA, FDA, which may present some challenges for processors or manufacturers, because then you'll have to have GMP certifications and more testing. But all in all, I think it would be a good move for the industry as a whole, because then it would be more treated as a normal food commodity or pharmaceutical product that would make it more accessible, which I think at the end of the day is the goal. So
yeah.
And I think that the biggest thing that rescheduling does is makes all of our lives easier when it comes to banking, payment processing.
Yes.
Even though we operate in the hemp space, which is a federally legal plant, we many times get treated just the same way as the cannabis industry, the above 0.3% THC industry. So and it doesn't matter. We can scream at the top of our lungs to the bankers and Visa and MasterCard and all these
merchant accounts,
that are just hamstringing us and treating us like we are, these high risk.
Exactly.
Yeah, which and for someone like Cody, who is growing a plant that it has virtually zero THC, virtually zero CBD, and grows tall like a tree instead of out like a bush, it's pretty easy to tell that. And so why are you going to treat someone like Cody and his business the same as you treat a state by state regulated marijuana industry? It just doesn't make sense. So the rescheduling, what it does is, I think it's going to shake up a lot of things. It's going to probably, for the hemp industry, I think it's going to be earth shattering, because I believe that more cannabis companies will now deal with more hemp companies like ours.
Yeah, I think the metric system will be involved in the hemp cannabinoid for sure. That way they'll be able to regulate what's coming in and out of these stores and things. Yeah.
100%.